Listen to this. If you don't recognize that sound, that is the sound of a naturally aspirated Ferrari V12, and guess where that engine will be put into? The PUROSANGUE, Ferrari's first ever FUV. But what does FUV even mean? Stay tuned in a little bit to where I'll be giving y'all everything we need to know on the new Ferrari PUROSANGUE. And again, one thing to keep in mind, V12 SUV. And also check out this video right here where I rendered the Ferrari 812 Versione Speciale that will be released very, very soon. And also check out my video where I'll give y'all everything we need to know on the new Ferrari 812 Versione Speciale. Both of those videos will be linked down in the description below, and I know you'll love them. And if you haven't already, please subscribe down below to help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers in 2021. And we do have a ton of car content that is coming up, including exciting supercar vlogs. So if you're a car fan like me, you're going to like this channel. But without further ado, let's jump right into everything we need to know about the new Ferrari PUROSANGUE. PUROSANGUE. First of all, Ferrari's first ever SUV is the successor to the Ferrari GT4 Lusso, and it is currently being codenamed as the PUROSANGUE, and internally it is being codenamed as 175. Ferrari says that the name PUROSANGUE is in the works, so the name of the car actually could change whenever the car debuts, but the real question is, when will it debut? If you want to know, skip to right here. The PUROSANGUE is assumed to be priced at around $300,000 if you pick the highest trim level, and it technically won't be Ferrari's first SUV, but it will be their first FUV, which stands for Ferrari Utility Vehicle. Ferrari doesn't like their cars to be ever called an SUV because SUV is literally the total opposite of what Ferrari is, so they decided to classify it as an FUV. Even though that Ferrari said they would never make an FUV, then why in the world are they even making one? Well, the first reason is that times have changed, and the second one you're actually probably thinking right now: big profit. When Porsche created the Cayenne, which was their first ever SUV, the sales did so good that it allowed them to make newer supercars and sports cars because of all the money that came from the sales of the Cayenne. The super sports SUV is becoming a huge trend in today's world, and the demand for these types of cars are extremely high, which means tons of people will buy them, and that means more profit for the brand. About every single sports car manufacturer is catching on with this trend by creating their own super sports SUV. When Lamborghini created the Urus, they had a profit of over $1 billion in just the year 2019. Then they made over $2 billion in sales just last year. And again,
they made over $2 billion in sales
just from last year. And that's not even counting all of their models altogether. All of that $2 billion from sales just came from the Urus. And as I said earlier, this is exactly why Lamborghini did this. All of the sales from the Urus let them produce more supercars and hypercars, and Ferrari is aiming to do the same thing with the PUROSANGUE. And just because the PUROSANGUE is a very different Ferrari, that doesn't mean that it isn't a true Ferrari, and its name says it all. The word PUROSANGUE means thoroughbred, and thoroughbred means hot-blooded horses that are known for their agility, speed, and spirit. A fast, prancing horse. A Ferrari. Ferrari's main goal with this car is for it to claim the title for the fastest SUV, well, technically the fastest FUV ever made, and some of its rivals will be the Lamborghini Urus, Aston Martin DBX, Jeep Trackhawk, Dodge Durango Hellcat, the BMW X6M, Audi RS-Q8, Bentley Bentayga, and the Porsche Cayenne Turbo SE Hybrid. Now, how will the PUROSANGUE even have a chance of claiming the title for the fastest SUV ever made? Well, it needs to have a pretty good power plant, and guess what? It does. Ferrari secretly showed some documents to people, and in those documents it actually stated that the Ferrari PUROSANGUE will have a mid-mounted front engine, which means that the front engine will actually be behind the front axle, which is better for weight distribution, which makes this car handle like a true Ferrari. And also in the document it stated some of the engine options that it will have, and it will come with a twin turbocharged hybrid V6 that uses 3 electric motors from the SF90, or you can get this car with a 700 horsepower hybrid 4-liter twin turbo V8, and there will even be 2 all-electric variants that are codenamed as the F244 and F245. And those 2 electric variants will first be released in 2024, and the second version will be released in 2026. But the most insane engine option that the Ferrari PUROSANGUE has is, well, this might sound extremely crazy, but
an 800 horsepower 6.5 liter naturally aspirated V12.
Just imagine how crazy an SUV with the 9,000 RPM redlining screaming Italian V12 engine would be. And don't just imagine it, because the V12 FUV is already a reality. The PUROSANGUE has been spied testing several times, and its test mule is literally a lifted Ferrari GT4 Lusso with Maserati Levante bodywork, and in a video of the PUROSANGUE's test mule,
it was literally power sliding.
But that's not the most surprising thing about the test mules. In the video, you can even hear the naturally aspirated V12 that is offered in this car.
That's just pleasing.
The Purosangue will look like a lifted GTC4 Lusso, but a bit different. The body panel styling will be heavily based on the Ferrari Roma, which is the luxury Ferrari, and the Roma also features an all-new generation of Ferrari's interior design, so these traits will be carried over into the Purosangue, and it will probably have very similar headlights and taillights to the Roma. I'm gonna be real here for a second. To be honest, I don't really like the exterior styling of the Roma, but I just absolutely love the interior of the Roma. Many people say that it's one of the most beautiful Ferraris ever made.
It's one of the most beautiful Ferraris we've seen in some time.
But as you can tell, I just don't agree with that. I think the Roma is a decent looking car, but I just don't like it a lot. Now this is just my opinion, and you might have a different opinion, but I hope these styling features look better in the Purosangue. It will have 4 passenger doors, 4 seats, all-wheel drive, a dual clutch transmission, an electronically limited slip differential, and you can also option this car with carbon ceramic brakes. It will also be equipped with a newer improved 4-wheel drive system, which makes the Purosangue feel as precise around corners as Ferrari's supercars. It also will sit lower to the ground compared to its rivals, which gives it a better center of gravity, which results in even better handling. Ferrari is going to put every bit of technology and power that comes from their supercars and hypercars and then put it into the Purosangue, an SUV that feels like a supercar.
Yes, please.
And based on all of this information, it seems like they will achieve their goal. We will most likely see the first production model of the Purosangue in early of 2022, but it will have an official release date in late of 2022 or early of 2023. Then the hybrid variants of the Purosangue will be released less than a year later, and then in 2024 the first electric variant will debut, and then in 2026 the second electric variant will debut. The Purosangue won't arrive anytime soon, and it definitely won't arrive anytime soon, such as the 812 Versione Speciale. And again, if you want to check out my video that I made about it, those 2 videos will be linked down in the description below. I know you'll love it, but let's just hope that the wait is going to be worth it for Ferrari's first ever electric and V12 SUV.
Let out the streets, locked in a cage, I'ma let out the wake up, get out the sheets. We came for one man, forget my peace. You take the west side, take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man so tough, but mans keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize, white girls, let her tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan, if you wanna touch me, please use caution. Beg, please get on your knees, came from the jungle, up in the trees.
Yeah, that is basically it for today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, please give it a like, subscribe down below if you haven't already, and it will help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers in 2021. And we do have a ton of car content that is coming up, including exciting supercar vlogs, so if you're a car fan like me, you're gonna like this channel. Also in the comments below, tell me your thoughts on the Purosangue and which would win in a drag race, the Ferrari Purosangue, Lamborghini Urus, or Aston Martin DBX. And again, be sure to check out my 2 videos that I made where I rendered the Ferrari 812 Versione Speciale that will be coming up very, very soon, and also everything we need to know about it. There will be links down in the description for those 2 videos, and I know you'll love those videos, and I know you'll love some of my other videos, so make sure you go check them out. But I hope to see you in a future video. Bye for now.
Stop that.
1900 horsepower. How you like this Easter? 3 SVJ. Insanity.